running?
So I started running because of my older brother Brian. He joined CYO in fifth grade, and that kind of caused everyone in my family to join running, including my little brothers.
So what age were you when you started running?
Second grade, and yeah, second grade, I started running.
Um, have you enjoyed running since then? Like, have you really enjoyed it?
Yeah, definitely. I've made so many memories and I've made so many friends along the way. It's really taught me a lot about life and, just like suffering through things and, having to go through like long runs and having to not always do what you want to be doing. It really teaches you a lot about, just pushing through and having mental fortitude.
Um, I definitely agree with that. What workout that you've done has been the hardest?
I always hate like VO2 max type workouts. I before like a big race coming up, I'll like have a run where I replicate the race. So I'll like do 400s at that pace, whatever the race is, and have shortened rest. And I really have to feel it then. I feel like the longer threshold tempo runs are I've got down to like a T. They're pretty easy for me. I can go out and run one whenever. But those speed workouts, I really have to like process in my mind, like, okay, this is gonna hurt. This is gonna suck. And I usually have to have someone to pace me. My older brother does it most of the time, or someone from the team will help me pace. But those ones really are a struggle for me.
So what is your main distance to race?
What's my favorite distance race?
Yeah, yeah.
I love longer distances. 5Ks are my jam. Like cross country season, that's my favorite time of the year, especially with the fall and the weather. I really love cross country the most.
Um, do you have a favorite course you raves on?
For cross country, my favorite course, I think it would be Lehigh's course. I just had so many memories there with like team like setting up. I have my every year in high school I've had Paw Short there, and then I've had my league meet there, and then I've had my district meet there. So I have a lot of memories just on that course, having a lot of fun, especially with those league races that are not super competitive. I'm able to like really relax and just take it all in and appreciate being there in the moment with my team, which is nice.
Did you win a lot of races in high school?
Yeah, I won a lot of races in high school. Actually, my senior year, I was undefeated. Up past the state meet, I wasn't undefeated, but up until the state meet, I was undefeated.
I think so. And where'd you place in the state?
I won my senior year. I won.
Um, we're expecting to win.
I was like expected to win just with how I'd been doing that year. My time was the second fastest in the States, the fastest being someone in middle school. So she's really impressive, Mackenzie Skelly. But my time was the second fastest in the state by a few milliseconds. And so I was expected to win the high school race and leading up to that. And it had kind of been a goal for me, a huge goal for me coming into that year. All I thought was, I want to win states. Like, this is what I want to do. And just like really thinking about it and processing it, I kind of got to that point and I was like, okay, I'm going out there and I'm going to win. And that's what I'm going to do. I was sick and it wasn't great, like my best race ever because I was sick, but I did win and I enjoyed that.
So, what was it feeling like to win your state meet?
Just because I'd been thinking about that for so long, like that was like just the biggest thing on my mind for so many months. It was just so relieving and exciting and just it all came into fruition that day when I crossed the finish line. And first, everything just pieced together and it was just such an amazing moment because that had been top goal for me and my brother had done it a few years prior. So that was just like the biggest like goal I could reach and I got it and I was just so happy.
So was that your favorite race you had?
I like that race, and then I liked Paw Short this year because I was able to get my fastest time, 17:16, and I really thought that I raced that race very smart. Like I planned it out in a certain way that, and I really executed, and I thought that that race went well for me.
So do you think that you can be under 17s anytime soon?
I can get under that.
Yeah, under 17, you think?
I definitely think that. I ran that kind of mid-season cross country for me, and I just think that I'm definitely stronger now, and I'm building a base to be even stronger than I was last year. So hopefully in college I can get some good times. And yeah, I definitely think that I could break 17:16 if I ran it, in the future.
Do you think you get to do some 10Ks in college or want to do some 10Ks?
I definitely want to. I think that, the longest distance I can go, the better. I feel like I really have like the ability to just be able to suffer and for that long. Some people have a lot of speed and I'm just more of a person that's able to like endure and grind it out a good time and just keep going and be able to hold on to that. I'm not like the fastest on my feet, but I am able to like really go last long.
So when did you discover that you were more a distance runner than like a shorter distance runner?
I
Or
feel like it's always kind of been like in the back of my head. My parents ran and they were longer distance runners. And so I always kind of knew that, I wasn't a sprinter and even the mile was a kind of a short distance for me. But I think that just came together when I started freshman year of high school and my 5K time was like bam. And then my mile time was like impressive, but it wasn't like all that, like it wasn't like the best mile ever. I just think that, and also I enjoy the longer races more. As I got to do longer races, I learned that that was kind of like what I like to do, and so I feel like with enjoying it more, it becomes more natural to me.
that makes sense. What is the farthest distance that you've raced?
Race is the 5K, but I've run like 13 miles before.
Do you think that you'll ever get into half marathons or marathons one day?
Definitely. That's my goal. Like I definitely want to be a long distance runner, like super long. That marathon and like half marathon's my goal.
So I'm guessing that you probably do that after college.
Yeah, ideally, I'd want to do longer distances after college, stuff like that.
Where you go to college again?
I'm going to the University of Toledo.
What made you decide to go there?
I was recruited by them, and then when I they were my first visit. When I went out to visit them, it just felt right. Like I kept saying, like, my parents said this to me before, like, you have to see, like, you have to envision yourself there. Can you picture yourself, walking this grounds and being with this team? And I definitely could. I feel like the team is a tight group of girls, and they're all striving for things that are like-minded to me, and the coaching just was phenomenal. I really was like appealed by the coaches. I'm just super excited to join. And then the facilities are great. They have a ton of trails, and that was something that I was looking for, a lot of different places I can go. And when I visited, it kind of felt like home away from home. I'm from Horsham, Pennsylvania, and the weather here was very similar to Toledo, believe it or not. So I just wanted something further too. I didn't want to be in Pennsylvania. I knew that for sure. I kind of made that a point. Like, I don't want to be in PA, like as far away as I can go. Originally, I was thinking like super far, but I'm really glad that I went with Toledo because it's harder to get stuff out there. But I just wanted something far and I wanted something that felt like home, and Toledo definitely feels like home.
How far away is Toledo from home?
It's like an 8 hour drive. Yeah.
That sounds like that could be a rough, long drive for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's an hour and 20-minute flight, so it's not that bad of a flight, but it's kind of a rough drive. I drove out there for orientation this summer in June, early June, and that was like my first time driving out there. And honestly, it wasn't bad. Like PA traffic was pretty bad, but once we got to Ohio, it was pretty smooth and it was was good from there. But you basically drive across Ohio and across Pennsylvania, so you're driving across two states to get there.
So do you think that you'd be flying there mostly or driving?
I think I think I'm gonna be driving because I think I got to drive my stuff out. So I'll probably be driving, and then I'll have my car out there. I'm not exactly sure. I haven't like really. I definitely think that I'll be driving more than I'll be flying because I'll have my car out there. So
Um, when do you move in?
I don't exactly know the date yet. August 15th, around there that weekend. I'm definitely have to be moved in by the 18th, but somewhere like one of those few days, like the 15th, I'm thinking.
Um, are you excited to start college?
I'm really excited. I'm just excited to start like a new chapter and really get other people's perspectives with like running and everything because a lot of my running right now is the people that I'm talking to is my family. And, I've been talking to them since I was born. So I think it would be really good for me to get another person's perspective and especially my coaches and my teammates just to know how they're thinking and to be surrounded by like minded people. We're all striving towards goals to better them, to better ourselves. So that'll just be like a great environment, I think, for me.
Um, so do you think that you're gonna like it more than high school running?
Yeah, I think I will. Just because my team for Hapro Horsham, I love my team, but there's not a ton of people on my team. I mean, there weren't a ton of distance runners on my squad, and I was the captain of them. But I think Toledo has a lot more girls than my high school team does. I mean, we had 10 cross country runners this year, and before that we had like 9, and before that we've had like 7. So we're getting up there in the numbers, but I think that, being in college, I'll have a lot of people with the same goals in mind and a lot of people to be around, which will be nice.
So do you know where you're ranked in the team right now, going into?
No, I haven't really looked at that exactly, especially also because I haven't run the cross country distance for college yet. I haven't really done the college distances yet, so I don't exactly know where I rank.
Um, so we captain for your team for just your senior years or other years too?
I was captain for my team for cross country my senior year, and then for track, I was captain my senior year and my junior year.
Did you enjoy being captain?
Definitely. I feel like I'm a good leader. I'm an Eagle Scout and I've kind of always been like a leadership type of person. So I think when I applied that to running, it was definitely something that was like special for me.
So you think that being a leader helped you in your running at all?
I think so. I think that I'm able to like take charge and step up if anyone needs help, and I feel like that's able to kind of calm my nerves as well before races if I'm kind of talking to other people and leading other people. It's not just about me. The focus isn't on me. It's on the whole team and about like me helping the team and kind of getting them all excited to run, which makes me excited to run.
Um, so what do you think is your biggest inspiration to run?
My biggest inspiration was probably my family. My parents and then my older brother are definitely big inspirations for me, and my younger brothers because I see them working hard, every day. I just when I have my siblings and my family around me, they just really inspire me to work harder, and I remember why I'm doing it. I'm doing it not just for myself, but for the people around me that are supporting me, which is my family and my teammates and everyone and my coaches, but definitely my family. I'm all around them a lot.
So do you have like family runs?
Yeah, I ran with my dad 2 days ago. I run with my dad a lot because he runs the same pace as me and my little brother Dan. Brian is my older brother, and then my like brother who's in the middle. He's a sophomore. They run too fast for me. They run like real fast, and I do not keep up with them. But my youngest brother and then my dad, I run with a lot.
So what's it like having like two other family members to run with? and keep up with.
I like that because we like work out together a lot. So it just makes everything a lot easier, having people to be with and run with. It makes runs a lot easier. Sometimes I'll be like, guys, I have to run with you today because it is so hot out and I'm not going to get through this run by myself. But if I'm with people, I'm chatting, I'm having fun, and it just runs by a lot quicker than if it were on my own.
Yeah, 'cause I think for me, like, I definitely prefer having people with me, and also like it's nice when you're the fastest one in your group, but also kind of stinks too. Because when I was in high school, like I was like the best one on my team by like a lot, which then made workouts not fun because like I had no one to pace with, no one to keep up with. So it was just really hard to like. So like when I went to college, man, I was like, this is a big difference. Going from like
Yeah,
going like I'm leading everybody, like it's like I'm like a like half a lap or like more, depending on what distance I'm on, ahead of them, and then like so like in the races it's hard because on some of the smaller races it's because I did the 2 mile a lot.
mm,
I feel like most of the time no one ran it, so it was like,
yeah,
oh, this is lonely because like
yeah.
no one's out there. I have no competition, so it's like I'm not like not trying, like not like trying to go tell what time I'm like, but I'm also not gonna like go 100% out when I have
Mhm.
no competition. So I was kind of so I and now because I still try to keep up with what they're running, and now they're actually doing better. It's like really when
Yeah.
I'm they actually run better decent times.
I can definitely relate to that. I mean, on my team, I'm the fastest runner by a decent amount, so I'm always running alone. And that's when I have to recruit my brother to come and pace me, my little brothers, just to have people to run a workout with, because it's a lot easier running with people than it is not. I'll always try and recruit people to run with me as much as I can because it's a lot more fun and it goes by a lot quicker. Sometimes you need to have a run for yourself where you just like do your own thing. But I feel like my urge to be on my own for a run is a lot less than my urge to be with people. And I can definitely relate to the 2 mile. I mean, I ran that like every league race for the points, and there were not a ton of people in it. I wouldn't always be pushing myself 100%. So I can definitely relate to you.
And also I would prefer running people even so even though sometimes especially on longer runs if it meant going a little bit slower, like I would say it's worth it going slow with people compared to faster by myself.
Yeah, I run slower with people. Like I'll run 9 minute pace sometimes, even though I could run like 7 minute pace, just because it's a lot more fun to go longer with people. I would definitely like to, take 2 steps back versus 1 step ahead.
Now I think if it's like too much slow, then I might like okay, I might want to not run them. But if it's like within a couple of minutes of what I should be running, I'm like, you know what? I'm okay
Hmm.
running.
Yeah, I get like that too. Like if it's like 10 or 11 minutes, I'm like, I don't really know if I want to be doing that today. But if it's like 9 minutes or under, I'm like, all right, yeah, like this is good. I would definitely run with you because I hate running alone. It gets annoying because also I run alone majority of the time. So when I get the opportunity to run with people, I definitely jump on that. It's a lot more fun to run with people if you've been running alone for a very long time.
You like to listen to music when you run?
I do. Sometimes I won't, but most of the time I do. I have a different playlist for different moods. I switch it up all the time. My brothers do the same thing. They all listen to music when we run.
I do too, just 'cause I feel like it helps me like keep like especially like if I'm like really hurting, because
Mhm.
like sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm not feeling good at all, and I don't want to keep do this, and I just want to cut my run short. I feel like even though like I may not be going, I still might be going slow. Something about hearing music or stuff will like keep me going and make me
Mhm.
going.
Yeah, definitely. It's a good distractor. I mean, I put it on sometimes when I really don't feel like being out there, when it's really hot. Like right now, it's so humid outside, and I am not in the mood to run. I've been working all day, so I didn't get a chance to run, and I have to run like later. And I'm like definitely gonna listen to music or run with someone, maybe my brother, because it's so hot out, and I do not want to do it alone.
Yeah, and that's part of the problem I hate about the summer because like I don't want to get up at 6 a.m. to run.
Yeah, no, I'm not trying to like. I was between the decision. I worked from 9:30 to 5:30 today. So I either had to wake up super early to run or I have to run at night, and I was just like, okay, I'll run at night. I'm not waking up in the morning and doing this. So all it matters is that I'm getting out there. Like I'll run at night.
I hate running when it's like dark and stuff, but like the weird thing is that like the weird thing for me is that I feel like once I like get in a rhythm, it's just like it's like it's like when I tell myself, oh, I'm just going like for a little run. Sometimes
Mhm.
sometimes I'm like, oh, I want to stop, but then like what? But then the longer I go, it's almost like hypnotizing. It's like
Yeah.
the more I was like, I just keep saying one mile I won't do like I can just do 1 mile and keep doing it.
Mhm. Yeah, I'll just like sometimes I trick myself and I'm like, okay, you just have one more mile, and that's like I don't even know, like at the start of the run. Like I'll just keep saying that to myself. And sometimes, I repeat the same music, like it's just like white noise almost. It'll be like house music sometimes just to keep going and have like a beat and something in the back of my mind. I definitely like to like listen, especially if I'm doing tempos by myself. I'll end up doing tempos by myself a lot because I'm able to keep a pace for a while. Whereas the speed stuff and other stuff, I can't do it on my own. Like I'm not good at pacing myself with that stuff. So if it's a tempo, I'll be on my own and I'll listen to music a lot. And usually I listen to like house music or stuff that just keeps me in a rhythm because, it kind of distracts you and keeps you going.
Although the weirdest like I'm kind of weird about this, but like I listen to music all the time when I run, but then like if I do a road race, I don't like having music like I don't usually run with music on a race, which is kind of like weird sometimes. I'm like, why don't I do that? But it's weird. I guess sometimes I just like when I'm racing, just be like feel like just hear nature.
Yeah, I feel like it's definitely a different environment. I kind of like to not listen to music when I race because it it lets me know, it lets myself know that I'm racing and that this is like a race. I definitely like don't listen to music when I race just so that I can like have that switch in my mind where I'm like, okay, this is a race now. Like you're racing this and you're getting into that mindset. And also I like to hear kind of who's near me, like steps wise, which is nice. You can hear it without music.
Yeah, like maybe if I'm going like an ultra marathon distance, I might listen to music if it's really a long distance, but like not race anything that long that would like the longest I've raced is a half. So like
Mhm.
I don't like it's long enough that like it's not it's like something annoying like to have it, but like it's not long enough that like oh I can't go without music for the whole time.
Yeah, I get that.
Um, but like if there's like music going on in the back, like going on in the background or going up, going somewhere, like I'm not gonna be complaining about it. Like I will totally love
Yeah.
it when I'm running. I just don't want to like play with my own thing.
I kind of like that when they have music at like the national races or like indoor races because it kind of gets you like in a rhythm and you're like, okay. Like one time they were playing like this song that I knew halfway through the 2 mile and I was just like singing it in my head. Like it got in my head and I was like, oh, this is a good song. Like this is nice. I always like when they play like music in the back of my races. Sometimes I won't like pay attention to it at all. And then sometimes I'll be like just singing in my mind repeatedly.
I I did find myself doing that a lot, like just randomly singing to myself during races, like especially like during the 2 mile when I'm like by myself or like um
Yeah.
I'm just gonna sing songs in my head while I run 8 laps.
Yeah. So I used to do that a lot more when I was a freshman where I would almost like come up with a song to like repeat in my head for that race and I would just like repeat that those few sentences just to like keep myself going and to kind of distract myself and like maybe to motivate me too when it's like getting tough.
So are you more of a front runner or mid or like in the pack runner?
I'm definitely not a front runner. Honestly, I'd say I'm back of the pack runner. Um, Definitely not. It depends on the race, depends on the field. But usually I'm like, if it's a super competitive race, I'm definitely not going to be in the front. Like, you're not going to see me, maybe not even until the end. Like, sometimes I just kind of hang out in the back sometimes, or I'll be in the middle. But I'm definitely not in the front. Like, I can't recall a competitive race where I was in the front and like the field, like if the field is like really close to me or ahead of me, then that I'm not going to be the one leading the pack. That's just not that my type of style.
I think the weird thing is that for me, that like I feel like I almost do like honestly, like if there's like a 14-minute guy and then me, I'm like, I'm not going to keep up with that guy. So I'm
Mhm.
not gonna try to front run it. But if it's like kind of like similar paces, or I'm like have the fastest time by like a lot, then I'm not gonna like sit around and wait for them to like. It really depends on like how they would pair to me. Like if they're like a lot faster, I'm not gonna keep up with them because I'm just not that fast, and I would just burn out after like 800 meters and
Mhm.
that versus and be in pain. So that's why like I usually just like see who's in the field before I decide.
That's what I do. Yeah. It definitely depends on the race because if my time is like that much more ahead than the rest of the fields, then I'm not going to be in the back of the pack. I'm going to be somewhere towards the front and, working up towards that. But if I'm like slower or like, if I'm slower or like near the people, I probably won't be leading it.
I don't. I always something that I tended to do a lot in high school is is care too much about times and paces. Well,
Mhm.
like I would get to like there's so many races where I would run a split, not like that split, and then just tell myself, "Oh, the race is over," just give up.
Mhm.
No, I had it usually was not at the end of the race that it happened, and I would have had plenty of time to make it up. I just give it my mind, and then it cost me how much
Yeah,
time it cost me.
I understand that. I can get super caught up in my head about numbers. One time, okay, so my freshman year when I was racing the 5K at Paul Short for the first time, I went out in like I went out in like a 550 something, which was like not what we had planned because before then I had not run that time like ever. Um so like my everyone was like, don't tell her what she just ran. Like, don't tell her what she just ran for the first mile. And no one told me, so I didn't know, and I ended up running an 18:07, which was like not even what we had thought that I was able to run. Like, we thought like 18:30 something, but I ran an 18:07, and that was like a huge moment for me. That was like crazy, and I didn't even expect that at all. So sometimes I can get caught up in my head, and I tell people like, don't tell me the number like at all. Other times I like really benefit from knowing the number, especially if I'm running alone, because I can kind of lock in that pace. Like, my indoor 3K PR is 10:53, and I ran that completely solo, and I hit like the same time for every 100-meter split, and it was like almost exactly even the entire time, which was kind of insane to me.
I think for me, like it just like it depends on like honestly depends on the day because sometimes I can like see a split and like I just minute to myself, oh, go faster, go faster. Other times I can look at my watch and like, oh, I'm well off pace, so might as well just give up. So I don't ever like completely stop. Like I don't completely stop, but I just don't. I just kind of like go back on how fast I'm going. Just when
I am,
I'm like,
yeah.
oh, why would I push myself when I know the time? Even though like maybe a track that may have been more true when bun cross country, unless it was a small race, I feel like that I should have been telling myself, oh, I may not get the time I ideally wanted, but I can still get higher points from my team, which I
Mhm.
guess realized that when I did that.
Yeah, I mean, you never know exactly how the race is going to play out if you don't like continuously push yourself, which is something I kind of tell myself too, you know, to keep me going, especially when I'm like flustered that my time isn't exactly what it needed to be right then. I really try and get away from the splits and get away from the time and kind of live in the moment of the race and just my like when I'm given like a race plan beforehand, I'll be like in my head, I'll be like, just compete, just follow the pack, like do make the moves up, like just go out there and race. Like I know what to do. Like I've by this point in my life, I've raced so much. Like I have the instinct and I have what I need to do. So just go out there and compete and don't even worry about the time. Don't even worry about the splits. Like even if I'm out like super ahead or even if I'm out super behind, like don't even pay any attention to that and just go out there and compete and based off what other people are doing.
And also thing I need to focus more on, like, did I do my best that I could have done on that day rather than did I do what I wanted to? Because sometimes some days you feel really good and go well under what you want to. Other days you feel really crappy and don't run at all what you're supposed to. But if I focus on too much on what I wanted to compared to what I did, then I may take not realize, but that's all I have my body could give me today. So that's something I definitely need to work on more and which I
Yeah, I kind of
what were you saying?
yeah, I take one day at a time and one race. Sorry, what were you saying?
There you go. Sorry.
Okay, okay, I wasn't sure. Sometimes it cuts in and out, so I don't exactly know what's going on. But yeah, sometimes I take one day and one race at a time where I really focus on the goal of that specific race and I don't even think big picture. I zero in on exactly what that day is supposed to mean for me and supposed to like how it's going to help me. And so I really like feel like that helps get my best effort out of every race. Is just like really appreciating what this race can do for me.
Have you ever made a wrong turn in a race before?
Yeah, definitely with the dual meet races. Not as much with the courses because I feel like the invites because I feel like they're well marked out. But I'm trying to think of if an invite if I've ever made a wrong turn, and I don't think I have. But with the dual meets, I've made a ton of wrong turns, like so many. Like I had to run a whole race back, and and it's crazy. Um, yeah, I've definitely made some wrong turns in those dual meet races. I feel like they're not as well marked out and sometimes very confusing, like the loops that we have to do. Especially like I was running time I was racing at Quakertown and I had no idea what was going on with their course. And like I had my coaches like have to like show me around. Like it was very frustrating knowing where the course map was. I had to go over it like a million times.
I forgot, I think it was a senior or junior one of those years. I remember like I've run this course a bunch of times, so I would think to myself I should know where to go.
Mhm.
I guess I'm not I didn't run it enough. And even though they said keep turning left, I think it was left. They said keep turning left. I guess for some reason my brain decided to say let's go right. So like I was kind of in the lead group. Then the two guys pulled away, were like pulling away, and they got too far ahead of me, so I couldn't see where I was going.
Mhm.
I made the wrong way, and I was like, I don't, and I'm like keep going this way, and like I don't think I'm going where I'm supposed to be going. So then I have to turn back around,
Mhm.
and like I was so mad. I was like, are you kidding me? And then
Yeah.
I remember like usually I try to like get a strong kick at the end, feel good. But like
Mhm.
I was just so mad with I was like I don't care. So I was like I didn't really try at the end. I was like basically mentally give up, and it was annoying because like I felt like I maybe could have gone to like my school record. I think
Mhm.
my school record on the last cross country race I did. So I saw that made up for that. But I was like I could have gone it I may have gone it sooner had I not made that mistake.
Mhm.
Yeah, because I think I ran like 18-0 something,
Mhm.
and that's with making like so then I had to like and I'm pretty sure that this year that year that happened, it happened again on a road race I did. So like I think it was I forgot years what I did it, but it was like a half marathon, and I've run this course. I've run this course like 2 times, and and especially on road races, I may like hold the pace, but at least want to like be up in like the front,
Mhm.
so sort of like go around people because that's gonna be annoying and slow me down. So at
Yeah.
least just like starting close to the friends I can in road races. So then I started, and then the cop leading us. Usually, I like we'd go left, so the cop was going straight, and it's like, okay, I guess they may have changed the course this year. And then he looks at his little map he has, and he's like, oh, that this was the wrong lap. So because this course was a 2 lap course, so
Uh,
lead people had to completely turn back around.
that is so annoying, especially when it's not even your mistake. Like, I would just be so frustrated if that happened to me.
Because like I wanted to go the way I thought I'd do, but like if the cop who's pacing us is going the other way, I'm like I'm not gonna go the other way.
You're not going to question the cop's judgment. I mean, he's the one pacing you guys. He should know the course left and right. Like,
Yes. So then I like had to like turn back around, wave through people. I ran like a 5 something first mile.
mhm.
I think I ended up running like and then I'm running like, and somehow I definitely slowed down, but I didn't completely crash as I thought I would after
Well,
running the first mile.
mhm.
Then so it's a 2 lap course. I do 1 lap, and then the first guy is way ahead. I don't. He finishes like a few minutes before me, like almost 10 minutes.
Mhm.
And I guess the guy, because it's a 2 lap course, the guy didn't realize I was coming to my second lap. I knew that we go right.
Yeah.
He told me go left, and I'm like, this seems wrong, but
Mhm.
okay. And then I'm like slowly jogging this way, and I'm like, this seems wrong. So then I go back to that guy and like, are you sure that I just did the second lap? And he's like, oh, yeah, he's supposed to go that way. So I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Twice in the same race.
That's crazy that happened.
Still ended up being like second, I think.
Oh, well, that's still good with all those wrong moves. I mean, oh my gosh. I would
But
I would have might have just been like, okay, I'm done. Like this is that. Like,
and I think I ran like a 126, 127 somehow. I'm like, how did I do that?
that's good.
And a Mac is like, I was like, my PR was like 122. So I was like, I don't know if I don't think I would have been like, I don't think that the mistakes were enough to cost me that much time.
Mm.
I just would have been closer to it.
Would have been a few steps closer to that to your actual PR. So,
I don't think I would have PR'd that day.
mhm.
Oh, the weird thing is, most
Effort.
PRs have come from sprint running, like me leading the races. Like I think all my PRs, or just me deciding to go run 10 miles, this run on the track.
Mhm.
Like I know this one day I was like, oh, I'm just gonna go run like 10 miles on the track and see what I do. And I ended up running a 10K PR and a 10-mile PR.
Wow. Out of, like spontaneous. That's crazy. I feel like my brother with that. He just spontaneously goes and runs stuff. Like, oh
Uh,
my God.
how did I just like I and the weird thing is that I've never run a 10K anywhere near as fast as that day.
Really? That's insane that it was like that spontaneous and you just went out and did it. That's really impressive too. Like you didn't have any mental preparation. You were just like, okay, I feel like it. Go.
Got out, I just got out, got my running clothes and just started running, and I've run like a 35-30 through
Wow,
10K.
that's crazy.
And I don't think I've been within 3 minutes of that on an open 10K. Like on an open like I don't know if I've ever broken 38 again.
That's insane. That's insane that you just like did that day. That's crazy to me.
I don't know how I averaged like 547, 546, something, 540 something. So 10 miles, I don't know how I did that by myself. And then I was like, oh, I should have tried to get a half marathon. But I guess I was just oh, but I was starting to slow down a little bit. I was like, how is like like I did this so easily.
Yeah.
And and it's annoying is that that wasn't even a race, and yeah, and I think that was probably one of my best performances I've done on a workout or race was a non-full race. And it wasn't even a sign. I just decided to go one day and do that.
Yeah, it wasn't even like a time trial or anything. You just decided to. That's crazy. Sometimes I think about doing that and then I'm like, no, I shouldn't. I should stick with today's training plan. Like sometimes I just get like so revved up. I'm like, I'm gonna go run an 800 outside in my front yard, like in my front neighborhood. And I'm like, no, I should actually not do that right now. I should actually stick to my training plan. I almost did it once. I almost went out and ran an 800 like at the middle of the night. Like just crazy.
But it's weird. It's like, oh, another time I remember when I got my Tuggle 5K PR, I wasn't like, so I was like, my initial goal, because I knew that one of the guys there was fast. So my initial plan was stick behind this guy, kick at the end, and beat him. Was my goal. Was the basic plan. But
Uh-huh.
got up, and I decided to scrap that plan. Just hold the lead as long as I can. So I
Mhm.
in the race, me and him. I didn't realize how close he was. So then I'm like, little like for how closer, like close to the finish line, and I'm like, oh, let's look back and see how far behind he is. And then he's like right behind me. So I'm like, please don't catch me at the end, but the hole in this lead the whole time. And then somehow I end up holding him off and running a 16:44, I think.
Oh my gosh, that's great.
Course was
I'll
technically
the whole thing.
the course was technically short, but
Mhm.
like, but it was so even though it was technically short, I still count that as my 5K PR.
I mean, yeah, I would still count it too if you ran that time. You know, who knows? Maybe it wasn't short. Maybe it was like,
And also my 5K official one is like 17:04, and person I like 16:44 compared to 17:04.
yeah, that's not that far off then.
So
Like
it,
you definitely would have PR'd probably. I mean, it probably wasn't that short where you wouldn't have run a faster time than 17:04.
like I don't know how far under 17 I would. So that's why, because like I know for sure that I would have been under 17,
Hmm.
because, especially with how fast I was closing it. But because I don't know how, because now I give him how short it was. I'm not, and with how really can't know. I'm like, I just called my 5K PR.
Yeah, I would too. That's good though. Impressive.
I also hate running in the heat.
Oh, me too. Though I would prefer the freezing cold to the heat. I mean, I it is so annoying. Like sometimes I'm in the cold and I'm just like, oh, I wish it was warm. But I really, and then I get to the warm and then I'm like, no, it would be way better if it's cold. Like, oh my gosh. I can because you can always bundle up, but you can't like strip all the way down. Like you know.
That's my point. I always say, like, when you're cold, just bundle up, but when you're hot, you're just screwed.
Yeah, the one thing though in the cold that's annoying is that the trails are never like plowed or whatever. So if we have snow, then we can't run on the trails and we have to run in our front yards and sometimes like in my neighborhoods and then sometimes it's too icy and like you have to be real careful, which is annoying.
That definitely is annoying. Like, but also it's just so something that's fun is running in the like when it's all snow everywhere, like when snow's on the ground and it's icy roads. Just 'cause,
Yeah.
and it's weird because I remember I think it was this past winter, like it snowed and I was just run on the road and like this feels weird because like usually I have to kind of be worried about cars a little
Mm.
bit, but like the so icy and snow like it's not gonna be busy. So it's like because it was well, it's not usually like super busy, but it's not but even if it is busy, the car's going so slow it won't be an issue.
Yeah. I always like when there's like a time where there's no cars out and you can just kind of run free wherever you want to go. That's happened a lot like this past winter where we got some like slush and snow and it was good for running because it was like so thin that it was barely there, but it wasn't great for cars. So, you know, there weren't a ton of cars on the road and you could just kind of run wherever, which was nice.
Well, for like PRing wise, it's not good at all.
Definitely not. Yeah,
Well,
you're gonna fall if you try to run like your whole
no,
life.
if I try to go my PR pace on the snow, I'm gonna fall. I'm gonna fall and hurt myself. but just for like a nice little long run or like an easy run, like that's perfect.
Yeah, definitely.
And what I like about when there's, especially when there's snow on the ground, is that is that at night it doesn't always get dark because
Ye-
the snow makes it illuminated. So like usually
mhm.
when, like I would try to be back to my house before it gets dark, I still probably would do that, but especially if it's like really light, I could like still technically go on the main road on the road and not worry about cars because it's see can you still see.
Yeah, yeah. I always like when it's snowing and then it makes like the whole sky bright too. It's really cool. I mean, I like the winter. I prefer winter to summer, but my all-time favorite season is the fall.
Like I think that there's certain things that I like about each season depends on like I think if it's freezing, I like extremes of both. I wouldn't want to race, and like I think for me, like high 30s to like mid four, like low 40s to high 30s is what is the range of where I think is perfect.
Really, I like a like 60 degrees, like maybe like 50 to 60 degrees is my favorite. Like a good fall type weather, like with a like like a bit of like a crisp in the air. You know, like you can feel the cool, but it's not like super cold.
Both depends on the day too.
Mm,
Although I hate when my hands get freezing.
yeah.
Sometimes it's because I don't wear gloves. Sometimes it's because it's just that cold. Where like when I'm where like my hands are, I'm like trying to do anything I can to get my hands to stop burning
Hmm.
or
My
still.
get so I don't wear gloves like ever. And I really need to start because last winter I started getting like real dry skin on my knuckles and because of the wind. Because I run with my phone so, most of the time, so I'm like I have my hand out because I'm running with a phone. So I need to start running with gloves. They're like really thin gloves, but I never used to. I would always, if I got cold, I would like ball up my shirt and make it like a makeshift glove.
Yeah, and like I will constantly like I also hate when it's pouring rain.
Yeah, when it's like downpouring, definitely. But when it's like a light rain, I kind of like that. Like I think kind of like that change, you know?
But like when it's like pouring rain and I'm like running on the roads and I'm constantly like I cannot stop
Yeah,
doing and
that
like
is. I hate when it's like pouring and you can't even open your eyes. Like,
especially like when I'm like on places that like because if I cannot see, the cars can't see.
yeah,
If the crazy people are driving, it's more a risk of me.
yeah. People drive crazy and like people drive a lot like different in the rain than they do normally. And you know, like the saying, like it always brings out the rain, the bad drivers. Like the rain, you can always tell who's like a bad driver in the rain. I feel like that's prominent, especially like when you're running and you don't want to be on the roads because the rain just has like a bunch of crazy drivers out there.
Um, so do you like cloudy or clear skies more?
Mm, for the summer, definitely cloudy. The sun is so hot. Um, But in the fall, I'd probably be good with a clear sky because you know it's cool then anyways. The sun might feel nice and look nice, like it looks prettier, you know, it kind of brings up the light and everything. So I would definitely prefer a clear sky in the fall.
I actually do kind of late, definitely agree. A- And also something I love with the fall is I don't this might just be me, but I also love the cross country smells. Like when you smell in the grass and all that.
Yeah, I totally know what you mean. That is my favorite. I Everything about cross country is just my favorite. I mean, the more I the more I get away from it, the more I start to like miss it, especially with like the track season. I'm just like, you know, I love track, but cross country is my favorite. And especially now that I'm like getting ready to go into the fall season, I'm like so antsy to just start racing and start being in that weather again.
Like I think for like PR, like I think like PR wise, I would do better on track, which is why in that sense I like track more. but also like track is the same, pretty much the same track, pretty like, different place, but it's pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
Just laps.
I know there's like no change to it, but track like but cross country there's a lot of change. But then track you can get good times for like all ranges of races, which is nice.
Although something I have that I do need to get more that I was better in high school at is hills.
I'm good at hills. I like hills. I feel like that's something that I can really like I said I got like good mental fortitude. I feel like that's something I can tough out. Like hills. I do a lot of hills all year round. Like I know people do them a lot in building into cross country, but I kind of do them all the time.
Okay, I'm in high school, like I did hills all the time, so I think I kind of had an advantage over some people who didn't use hills a lot.
Mhm.
Because no, I still hated it. I still hated running up hills, but I would do it better than other people could.
Yeah, I totally relate to that.
But I feel like now I feel like I don't when I see hill, I'm like what's the how can I avoid this hill?
I get that too. Like on an easy run, I'm not trying to run up a hill and have my heart rate spike and be all out of breath, by the top.
Um, do you know when your first race is?
I actually don't know my schedule at all for cross country or anything like that yet. So no, I do not.
So do you think you're gonna have like a certain time goal you're going for the season, or just like seeing what happens?
I'm just gonna kind of play it out, play it by ear. I'm definitely just looking to this year I'm gonna kind of take into perspective as like building a foundation for the rest of my collegiate career. This year, I'm just going to be feeling it out, testing the waters, seeing what everything's like, getting a good handle on what college is actually like on its own with the schooling, and then what being a part of a collegiate team is like, and, kind of traveling to different places and things like that. I'm kind of just going to get a feel for it all. And then I'll start making some big goals after that, I think.
So I'm guessing so you have the six here, right? That you guys run.
Yeah,
Um, what's your major? Do you know that yet?
I'm doing environmental science. It's a lot of chemistry. I keep looking at my course load and it's so much chemistry.
Hard.
Yeah, I'm excited though. Environmental science was like the one of the only subjects in school where I could really see myself doing this like professionally. I just, I love being outdoors. I love kind of learning about it and learning about how everything works and just like protecting and preserving stuff like that. I've always had a tendency for the outdoors. I'm very outdoorsy, so.
So what do you think they can do with this major?
I always just say environmental scientist, but honestly, I'm not exactly sure what that entails. My dream job would be to be like a data collector, like a research scientist that goes out in the field and like collects samples of certain stuff in different areas and then brings it back to a lab and like test it. But like that's like my dream job to be in like going out in the field, going out in nature and like collecting things and analyzing things and kind of like observing stuff. I don't exactly know what that job would be. I have to look at it a little more. I'm hoping that through college I'll be able to find like exactly what that type of job would be, but I definitely know I want to be in environmental science.
So I'm guessing that you haven't met the whole team already.
Yeah, I think I've met the whole team. I when I went out for my visit, I met a lot of the girls. So
And do you think, and I'm guessing that you think that they're gonna be a good fit with for you?
definitely, that was one of the big sellers on Toledo, the team environment and just like how close knit everyone is. I just had a lot of fun and I could sense their energy as like being a team and being a unit and working together. I could definitely feel that and feel that I wanted to be a part of that.
The weird thing I think is that I feel like you don't really realize because I remember like back on that Bryan college, like before I transferred to WKU here, I was like I was on a team and I feel like now that I'm not on a team anymore and I just run in the stinks, I tried to get on their team. Hopefully maybe something happens in the fall. I don't know, but just like but like that team dynamic, just running on a team Like I feel like you don't really miss that, like know to miss that until it's not there anymore.
Yeah, I feel like honestly, I'm missing that right now because I haven't really had a team to run with. I have a few friends that are like, my pace runners, but they don't live immediately in my area. So I always have to travel to see them. And then when I travel and I see them, it's such like a gift just being able to run with them and being like-minded and having people reaching for the same goals. That's It's just such a gift to find that. So I feel like I'm missing being a part of a team like now, and I feel like I've always been missing that because I've never had like teammates that are like exactly the same goals in mind and exactly the same speed and range as me.
So something that I loved doing when I was in high school is just like talking to like I love seeing who the winner was and like there are several other people from other teams that I think I was closer with than my own team.
Oh, really?
Or may not actually close with it because I probably know my team more, but like I remember like there was some like a couple of times at least that I would just go run with people from other teams. Just like I think it was during the summer or something like it wasn't during the season, I don't think. But it's just so fun just like running with these people that like I race against and like they're willing to slow down for me.
Yeah, I've got a few friends like in the area that go to different colleges that I like to run with because, sorry, excuse me. We're very similar and, we have the same goals in mind. I have one of my closest friends in running. We met through nationals. Like when we went to California and San Diego, we got really close then, and we still run together now, which is super nice. And she's going to Penn State. Her name's Lilia Gordon, and I'm super excited for her to see what she does. But we run together as much as we can, even though we're like 30 minutes apart. We run together a lot because we're just similar and we have the same like times and stuff like that. It's great to be with a person that's like minded to you.
Yeah, and I mean, but I feel like for me, like the running community is just has some of the nicest people I've met. That's like so encouraging people and just like people that like are just like, oh, I like want to be a friend forever. And it's something like yes, you can have like others like basketball, like tennis, something like that. Like you can have like a good team dynamic, but the thing with running is that you can do it pretty much anywhere. So
That's Yeah, that's what's nice about running. And I feel like especially with distance runners, we're very similar mindsets. You have to be very similar mindset to be able to just endure like a long distance and really be able to separate out. So I feel like when you meet a distance runner, you kind of click with them because they kind of think the same way as you.
yeah, because like I have so many distance runner people that I like love talking to and just like because like I also like talking to sprinters too, but just like something about like when you race the same thing, you know what like whether you're better or worse, like, whether you're better than me, worse than me, it's still fun to just like hang out with them.
Mhm.
And probably why I want to do this, just as I'm like, A is because I'm bored and want to talk to people.
Yeah,
One, I want to do something, but and B, it's just like, cause I'm like, I love running. I love talking to people about running, and like this is kind of something I want to do after college. Is kind of like
Mhm.
interview and talk to people like pro runners and like, or maybe like comment on races, like on pro races or college races, or kind of do something like that.
Yeah, that would be really cool. I could definitely see you doing that. And I feel like the right steps to get there. Yeah, and I totally know what you mean. Like talking to runners and just like being in that environment really just makes you a better athlete all around and a better person. I feel like I always like to like be near people that are runners so that I can kind of get into that mindset and people hold me accountable then. I feel like when you're on your own, it's easier to just, be like, I don't need to do this, I don't need to do that. But when you're with when you're with a group of people, they're all doing the steps to get better. So you start to do the steps about to get better as no matter how tedious they may be.
It's just crazy. Like for this thing here, I'm doing like it's how willing people are to just talk to me about running. It's like they don't know a thing about me, and they're willing to do this. It's just and
Yeah.
I'm like this is just really cool that like people are willing to like spend a few minutes and take time out of the day to just talk to me about running.
Yeah, I know. I didn't know a ton about you going into this. And I told my dad today, and um, he was like, "Oh, that's cool. Like, how do you know this person?" I was like, "Oh, I don't really." But I'm getting to know you now, and it's I've been having a lot of fun, and I feel like now we like you get to make more connections this way, which is so nice.
Yeah, because then what because I do know what I'm hoping for is that, like, I talk to the right person. They talk to the like it's like networking. It's like
Yeah.
way around people. So like they know that person, then I connect with that person, then I so then I'm like have a lot of contacts, and I'm like have a bunch of running friends from like our
All over the place. Yeah.
places, some nearby, some not nearby.
Yeah, that's really nice. I like to do that too. Like I like taking as many opportunities as I can, And I felt like this was great to get to know you and great to like be talking about running again. It gets you excited. It gets me in the mindset. Like I feel like this has definitely helped me like get into that again. You know what I mean?
And like honestly, like, doing this is probably like some of that I love doing. Like I love talking to people about running, and it's just like and like when you're not a runner, you are tired of me talking about it. But then like I feel like when you're a runner, you're like that's all you want to talk about. Or at
Yeah. That's
least.
what I talk about, especially like in my own house because we're all runners. So we're all talking about our racing plans and our schedules and stuff like that all the time. Every time before my races, I always have like a conversation with my parents about like how I'm gonna do it, like how it's gonna play out, which is so nice. I love to talk about running as much as I can. I feel like it makes me a better runner that way.
I feel like that I love Tom Hanks Beta, but also feel like they get tired of me talking about it so because I talk about it so much, like times and people running. So it's nice to like actually like talk to people who do it and
Mm.
just make new friends to people like you may never meet, and it's just cool like expanding and like just and it's just cool to like know like oh someone that like you would otherwise never meet, you just happen to know them, and then like you just build connections and relationships that like if I think of who my favorite people are out there, runners are definitely my closest friends.
Yeah, me too. I feel like we're all similar minds and we've all been through the same things. So we get it and we get each other. And I feel like that's the bond about running in general is that you just understand each other, and it's like, no matter even if you're running like super fast and you're running slow, you're all going through the same thing and you're all going through the same thing in your mind. So I feel like that's just something so nice about running.
Oh yeah. So I'm trying to think of anything else. I think that's all questions all I have.
Okay. Well, it was really nice talking to you and getting